is Wednesday, the 21st day of September 2022. Wednesday, 21/09/2022. Our Nigerian proverb for today: a man does not wander far from where his corn is roasting. A man does not wander far from where his corn is roasting. Summary of some of the major news headlines with short analysis for today. The National Industrial Court, NIC, in Abuja has ordered ASU to call off its over 7-month-old industrial action. The National Industrial Court has ordered ASU to call off its over 7-month-old industrial action. There are some funny developing stories related to that, but at this juncture I really want to be very circumspect not to push out information that are not verified yet, but some 4G dodgy stories from NANS and from ASU. Wike and some other PDP chieftains have pulled out of the Presidential Campaign Council of the party until the chairman, according to the report, vacates his office. Wike and some PDP chieftains have pulled out of the Atiku Presidential Campaign Council until RU vacates his office. That's an interesting development. Unfortunately for Atiku, a couple of days ago we thought he'd gotten over the Wike Malay, but at this juncture it's not over until it's over. Police takes over Third Mainland Bridge, issue warning to Nance. This morning, as a result of the speculation yesterday evening, police were reported to have taken over the Third Mainland Bridge, wanting to make sure the traffic could flow normally. I took the bridge a while ago and it was as free as the fiddle. So I guess they were successful in curtailing the menace of NANS members wanting to block the bridge. We go on a short commercial break. When we come back, we do our literary intro and then formally introduce our guest who is sitting live, flesh and blood, in our studios.
This is Nigeria's number one law radio station, 103.9.
Hi, Mr. P. How's the day going?
Great, bro. And yours?
Fabulous, bro.
Have you heard?
And about what?
I have a date with the Kings.
Kings?
Yes, the Kings, where we analyze, dissect sports just the way you like it, hot, fresh, and spicy.
For scintillating sports previews, reviews, live interviews, updates, and interesting analysis, connect with the Sport Kings every Saturday and Sundays, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Law FM 103.9. Sport Kings, Sports 100.
Every individual should know about the law and their rights, because the law affects every aspect of daily living,
irrespective of age or status.
Law FM 103.9 ensures you get to hear the law, talk the law, and know your rights like never before. I am Khadija Okunulamidi. Keep listening to Law FM.
Fact or fiction?
This is Law FM 103.9.
Power Corridor on Law FM 103.9.
Welcome back to Power Corridor on Law FM 103.9. Power Corridor is a non-partisan platform for discussions aimed at gaining clarity, balance, and setting the right agenda for societal change. Power Corridor is a non-partisan radio platform for discussions aimed at gaining clarity, balance, and setting the right agenda for societal change. To join the conversation live or catch up on previous episodes, follow and watch live on Facebook, www.facebook.com/Law FM Radio, facebook.com/Law FM Radio, Instagram for direct interaction with the studio whilst we're on. Instagram is at Law FM Radio. Our Twitter handle is at Law FM_radio. You can listen live on our website from anywhere in the world on www.lawfmng.com, www.lawfmng.com. The studio numbers, and you want to save these numbers because we have an interesting personality in the studio live today. The numbers are 070-322-77338, 070-322-77338, or 090-9555-1039, 090-9555-1039. You can call, send WhatsApp or text messages on those numbers too. My name is Gbola Oba, and I am available on social media: Facebook, facebook.com/Gbola.Oba, Instagram at Gbola Oba, Twitter at Gbola Oba. It is a tradition on this show, indeed, convention, that before we formally introduce our guest, we will do a literary reading of a sort related to the relevance of his presence in our studio, or why he or she is the main target of the personage of the program for the day. And we have a little I talk to read out here, but I want to beg the indulgence of our listeners. We are using a text to word app to read, so the diction may be a bit foreign, but please take in the inherent beauty of the content. Here we go.
Lagos State Consumer Protection Agency had cut above the rest. Indeed, Lagos is working. On Thursday, September 8, 2022, I strolled into the Ikeja City Mall situated along Obafemi Awolowo Way, also Ikeja, Lagos, with the intention of getting myself an earpiece. I browsed various stores, but immediately I saw slot, home to phones, computers and various communication tools. I felt comfortable, believing I would get what I went for. In no time I settled for a bone conduction headphone with a 30,000.00 price tag and promptly paid. I took the item home, charged it, and forgot about it. The next day I decided to call my wife and gleefully intimate her about my newly acquired gadgetry, only for her to tell me she could not hear me. I turned the headphone over and tried to see if I did not do something right. I read the manual again and saw I did everything right. Still, the item did not work. The next day, Friday, September 9th, at about 1 p.m., I went back to slot and complained about my experience. The workers took the piece, tested it, and came to the same conclusion. They, too, could not hear themselves. They told me I had two choices. Either I picked another item of the same make or settle for another headphone with a commensurate price tag. I explained that I live in Abuja and would not settle for the same product. What if I get back to base and it malfunctions again? The store manager, a lady, responded they have offices there in Abuja and that those ones would always attend to me should I experience the same problem. I was dumbstruck. I could not believe she actually uttered that statement. In effect, I have no other business other than spending my precious time visiting slot offices and repeatedly complaining about a bad product. I also did not want any other product they had on offer in their shop and therefore requested a refund. The store manager was vehement and kept saying slot maintains a no refunds policy, insisting I picked another item. This is where it gets interesting. Unbeknownst to me and everyone around, a gentleman in a simple light blue kaftan worn over navy blue loafers and looking dapper with his fitting eyewear, had been listening to my back and forth with the store manager. He asked me to narrate what happened and I did. He said there's nothing like no refunds policy and that consumers must always get value for the products they procure. He introduced himself as Mr. Fola Solebo, the General Manager GM of Lagos State Consumer Protection Agency LASCOPA, and insisted I must be reimbursed the full amount paid. The store manager told him that would not be possible and Mr. Solebo, now turned my rescuer-in-chief, maintained that if the refund was not effected, he would seal the store. The workers thought he was joking. Even I, the main act in the midst of all the drama, could not believe what was unfurling before my eyes. The GM kept maintaining his position and the store manager started making frantic calls for the next 40 minutes. Shuffling in and out the store, offering no solution. She urged me to speak with her boss on the phone at some point, but Mr. Solebo insisted I should not speak with anyone. He said companies could get away with the no refunds nonsense elsewhere in Nigeria but not in Lagos, where he is operating under the mandate given his agency by the indefatigable Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu. 90 minutes went by, and still no answer. The GM called on his team to come seal up the place. In a jiffy, some 8 personnel with one holding a chain appeared from nowhere. I was gobsmacked. How they managed to get to the scene within such a short space of time was quite astonishing. Mr. Solebo sought everyone's attention, introduced himself and apprised them of what happened. Noting that consumers indeed have rights and must always insist on getting value for their money. He politely informed them that the place was in the process of being sealed. Customers started moving out of the store and the store manager kept running helter-skelter pleading with Mr. Solebo, whilst at the same time trying to inform her boss via the phone about the fact that the LASCOPA GM was not joking. To cut a long story short, the Ikeja City Hall manager waded in, spoke on the phone with the slot management, and a truce was reached. He got the company to agree that my refund would be effected within 24 hours, as opposed to the 48 hours they had offered after much pressure. My rescuer-in-chief was not done. He insisted slot must give an undertaking to that effect, to which the hitherto recalcitrant store manager eventually yielded. Scribbling the same behind my purchase receipt. Within a space of 2 hours I got an alert, and my money was refunded fully. I promptly called Mr. Solebo and thanked him profusely. He had earlier told me to let him know if the refund was not done within the time frame spelt out in the undertaking the company gave. My point in writing this piece is twofold. First, to let consumers know they can insist on their rights whenever they feel they are being shafted by companies they patronize or perchance they are not getting value for items purchased. They should try and live by the creed of Arnold Palmer, the charismatic American golfer, September 10, 1929, September 25, 2016, who enjoined people to always make a total effort, even when the odds are against you. Also, I want to give kudos to the LASCOPA team under the able leadership of Mr. Fola Solebo. His resolve and stoic stance for more than 2.5 hours in insisting that the right thing must be done is stuff true leaders, who know their onions could only make manifest. In conclusion, I remember the words of a renowned English essayist, Samuel Johnson, September 18, 1709, December 13, 1784. If your determination is fixed, I do not counsel you to despair. Few things are impossible with diligence and skill. Great works are performed not by strength, but perseverance. Also, in one of the treatises put out by another popular English writer and religious thinker, William Penn, October 14, 1644, July 30th, 1718. Patience and diligence, like faith, remove mountains. For me, 2 quotes above summarize the essential of Fola Solebo and his dedicated LASCOPA team. Indeed, Lagos is working. Other states should take a cue. Eniola Olakunari, a media consultant based in Abuja. 11th of September 22.
Our guest today is no other person than Mr. Afolabi Solebo, Managing Director, General Manager, Lagos State Consumer Protection Agency, popularly called LASCOPA. Welcome.
Thank you very much, sir.
Power Corridor.
Thank you for bringing me to the only law radio station in Lagos State, and if not Nigeria.
I guess the whole of Nigeria.
Thank you.
And someone is telling me the whole of Africa, but I don't want to gloat too much. It's all about you on this occasion. I read this, and I have a confession to make. I have known you for well over a decade now, from your days at the Ministry of Justice.
Yes.
And to be honest with you, you were not the only person I got to know then, but I know those of you that I knew there then have actually, in the area of the law, you have actually gone to positions of honor and pride for some of us.
Thank you very much, sir.
Not that we didn't see it coming in those days, but when I read this, I was indeed compelled to beg you to honor our guest, because what you did on a micro level, I know that there are a number of Nigerians out there, especially Lagosians and residents of Lagos State, who may want to directly interact with you. So thank you for coming.
You're welcome, sir. I'm grateful.
Now, this was a coincidence of a sort.
Yes.
And you were insistent that the store, a very big one at that, given the name that the gentleman wrote, you were quite insistent that the store needed to respect the right of the consumer.
Definitely.
Would you be kind to briefly tell us what the mandate of your agency is? And the gentleman stated that you've been appointed by the governor to that position, but in my background research, I have also discovered that the agency is actually a creation of statute.
Definitely.
That is an agency that functions as a result of an enactment of law that passed as a bill from the Lagos State House of Assembly to the office of the governor, duly signed into law. Would you be kind enough to tell our public what you do to protect the Lagos consumers?
Thank you very much for that question. First and foremost, the incident that happened, I thank God Almighty that I was right there at that particular point, and we were able to do the needful. This is not something that started today. Like you said, I must not fail to mention that Mr. Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Olusola is committed to the promotion of consumer rights and protection of consumers in Lagos State, no matter whose ox is God. Yes, the Lagos State Consumer Protection Agency, like you rightly said, is created by the 2015 law. Why? Because of avalanche of protests and complaints by members of the public on the issue of consumer rights being breached here and there by manufacturers and marketers alike. What is the vision of LASCOPA? To ensure consumer satisfaction, value for money, and also protection from hazardous products. It's also to promote consumer rights, protection against hazardous and substandard products. This we do through regular public enlightenment. Yes, in line with Mr. Governor's themes agenda, the agency falls under the health and environment, and health is very important because it's only a healthy citizenry that can actually run an economy successfully. Then you talk about education. That is part of our public enlightenment. The public must be well enlightened on their consumer rights, and that we do regularly. And for all this to happen, and we want to make Lagos State the 21st century economy we are looking towards, definitely LASCOPA is here to stay. Yeah. When we talk about consumers we believe in Lagos State are kings, and they should be protected when it comes to you buying any goods or being rendered any services by service providers. And with our little achievement and what we do and what we'll continue to do, and like I said earlier, no matter whose ox is God, we will continue to protect consumers in Lagos State.
To be honest with you, and this may sound a bit cynical, but please tolerate me. Until I read the account of that gentleman, I would ordinarily have said that if I had read that account without Lagos appropriately imputed to the points where the gentleman alluded to Lagos,
yes,
I probably would have thought I was reading something about London, to be honest, because I know that when I walk into a shop in London, England, and I'm buying, say, a cap, if I put on that cap, it must not just go into shreds. I know that in Lagos, you buy things, and just before you turn around, that thing disintegrates. You look the seller straight in the eyes, and he probably saw it, and all he tells you is, "I'm sorry, money don't. I need to give money back. You go take another thing."
I know be the one we make them.
I know be the one we make them.
Yes.
So you telling me that in Lagos State that is not to be tolerated?
Yes. Henceforth, it has stopped. Why I'm saying this is that unfortunately, consumers out there don't know their rights. Consumers in Lagos State, I will continue to use Lagos State. Consumers have right to safety. They have the rights to be informed. Like I said, people that even know their rights, they don't know where to go to. LASCOPA is where to come to seek redress. Consumers in Lagos State have right to education and right to satisfaction of basic needs. Right to healthy environment. Just like I said before, it is only a healthy environment that can run an economy successfully. Also, consumers do have right to choose. If you sell a product to me and I'm not comfortable with the product, I didn't get satisfaction to that product, it behoves on you to either replace or refund my money. Consumers in Lagos State do have rights to be heard, and we've demonstrated that with all our moderate achievement.
Right to be heard.
Right to be heard.
In case I'm not satisfied?
Definitely.
Or even if I'm satisfied?
If you are satisfied, you have a right to be heard too. Because we've seen instances where people will come and like, I just bought this, it's still under warranty, and the manufacturer or the marketer is denying me and doesn't want to take it back, and said that despite the fact that you have receipts. And that's one of the major enlightenment we're giving the public. Wherever you go to buy any product, even where you are being rendered services, ensure you have details, receipts, and every other thing to back up your claims.
So keep your receipts.
Keep your receipts.
Make sure all forms of documentation
Yes.
for goods and services
Yes.
that you entered into contractually, you keep, because those documents may be the force that we will lean on if you need an agency like LASCOPA.
Yes. I also, there's something I think I must really mention to the public there.
Please do.
Especially people going to supermarkets and grocery stores to buy goods, even outside there. We've sealed some supermarkets and some grocery stores when I assume have an office at LASCOPA. And why? Most of these supermarkets do sell expired products, irrespective of where they're located. Some in this Lekki, some in Ikoyi.
Expired products?
Expired products. And I can tell you for free that expired product is not only dangerous to health, it can lead to death. We've served almost all the supermarkets and grocery stores compliance notices. And if any of them that maybe in the course of doing monitoring and enforcement that is found wanting or found to have breached the consumer rights, they will be sealed and be taken to court.
So
peradventure,
an average person listening to us now, resident in any part of Lagos, should know that if he or she walks into a supermarket or even the corner street grocery shop, if you pick up any item and you notice that the manufacturer's date on it has expired, you can either take it to the person or report
at LASCOPA. Definitely.
I think it's about time I asked you for a contact. People will still ask, but at this juncture, I'm feeling it's imperative that I made you intimate our public with phone numbers or email addresses or to call before we let people, because in the next 2-3 minutes people will be calling in.
Yes, the Lagos State Consumer Protection Agency head office is located at number 2B, Soji Adepegba Close, off Allen Avenue, Ikeja, Lagos. Also, I must mention here that we have other local government offices. Since I assumed office, we've been able to get an office or offices at Bariga local government area, Badagry local government area, Ikorodu local government area, and Ikoyi Obalende LCD. And just last week, the chairman of the Ojo local government called on us to come and establish LASCOPA.
Ojo in particular, because of the humongous electronic market,
definitely
the biggest in the whole of West Africa,
definitely,
that is located there. And electronics are some of the most volatile products that could be predisposed to such disputations.
Definitely. So we are now on all those local government, and we still intend to have more local government areas where we want to bring LASCOPA closer to the people of Lagos State so that they can easily go there and lodge complaints. Also, we have a hotline that people can easily call. 081 2499 3895.
Please repeat that.
081 2499 3895. Another one is 090 6432 3154. 090 6432 3154 and 080 92 509 777. 080 92 509 777. LASCOPA is also on Instagram, and you can see our Instagram handle is LASCOPA at Instagram, or LASGCOPA on Instagram. Also, we are also on Facebook, facebook.com/LASCOPA, facebook.com/LASCOPA. We are also on Twitter at LASGCOPA, LASGCOPA. Our mail address is lascopa@lagostate.gov.ng, lascopa@lagostate.gov.ng. You can walk into any of our offices to lodge your complaint if you can't go online. That is why I mentioned those local government LCDA. Yes.
Locations. We'll go on a short break now. When we are back, we will open the lines to our listeners, because importantly, they own the program. Definitely. And interactivity is all that we are about. Thank you.
Talk the law. Enjoy entertainment.
Let's talk. Let's converse. Let's have fun.
It doesn't get better than this.
103.9 Low FM.
You are the leaders of country today. Tomorrow has come. Law is meant to be understood by everyone in society, irrespective of age or status. No bias. It should be clear and precise. Law FM 103.9 gives you the best content, and they are here for you. My name is Ikeja Okunulamidi, and I urge you to keep listening to Law FM 103.9.
Power Corridor on Law FM 103.9.
Welcome back to Power Corridor on Law FM 103.9. Our guest is still here, Mr. Fola Solebo, Managing Director, Lagos State Consumer Protection Agency. You will soon have the opportunity to directly ask questions, make inquiries, or give opinions. The numbers are 070-322-77338, 070-322-77338, or 090-9555-1039, 090-9555-1039. When we advertised the fact that you'll be guesting on this show today, a number of people left messages on my Facebook page. Jamiu Ayodeji, Olajide Olalekan, Seun Olota, Akitunde Razak, Akono. I promised them I was going to mention their names. It's important to honor people who take the time. I can't read out all their messages because I know people will be calling in. We have Chris Atogziapo. Chris Atogziapo. This is a good process. Apart from Chris, Olufemi Ajayi, Olajide Alayekan, okay, Victor Adegbembo. I think it's about time we allowed the listeners to call in and ask questions. So if you have any question or inquiry to make from Mr. Afolabi Solebo, is all yours. Just call 070-322-77338. What are the challenges of a department such as yours? Because your resources obviously will be limited, and Lagos is a city with more than... We have a caller. You want to take the call? Good evening this evening. How are you? Where are you calling from and your name, please?
Yeah, good evening. My name is Ikeja. I'm calling from Ikeja.
Mr. Afolabi Solebo is all yours.
Yeah, I want to greet the two gentlemen in the studio, yourself and Mr. Afolabi.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I want to say he's been doing a good job. You know, I had an encounter with him like what's today? Just about 2-3 days ago, and I was quite pleased at his Omodoabi's way of handling things, and I think he deserves encouragement and kudos for a good job. Well done. Not just him alone, but even for his team members too. You know, nice work, nice job. Kudos to you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Celebrating you and celebrating your team members. The calls are ramming. You know, but I know that within the context of our culture, within the context of our environment, it may be a tough nut to crack because somebody knows somebody, and some may be quite displeased that, you know what, who is that, you know, coming to lock up. Let's take this call. Caller, your name please and where you are calling from.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
My name is Razak Olatunde Mishola.
Where are you calling from, sir?
I'm calling from Bariga, Lagos.
Good to hear from you. Mr. Afolabi Solebo is all yours.
Olabi, good evening. How are you?
I'm very fine, Mr. Olushola. Well, I'm trying to, but sincerely...
From St. Peter's College, Adeokuta.
It's a small world.
It's a very small world. That's my colleague in school.
So how are you doing?
I'm very well. Thank God for everything.
I'm so proud of all I've been hearing about you and your agency.
Oh, glory be to God.
And I want to encourage you to keep it up.
Thank you very much, my brother.
I pray that God Almighty will see us through in Jesus' name.
Amen. Amen. Thank you
very much. Thank you for the word of encouragement. Afolabi, if Razak was the owner of a shop, and somebody called you and he's saying the calls are ramming in, let's give precedence to our callers. Good evening, caller. Your name and where you are calling from, please.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Your name, sir, and where you are calling from.
My name is Gbola Oba. I'm calling from Ikeja.
Thank you very much. Afolabi Solebo is all yours.
Yes, my brother. I want to ask a question. How you doing, sir?
Bless God.
Well done, sir.
Thank you very much.
Good. I want to ask a question.
Yes.
Go ahead.
If I give a contract out to an assistant and I have to build a boat and I discover the boat is leaking and it's not properly done, and every effort to get him to come and fix it abort him, is there a way your agency can come to the rescue? That's my question.
Thank you very much, Mr. Akonji. Definitely you must have given this artisan a specification, and if that job is not done to your satisfaction, you have a right. We have a LASCOPA at local government in Ikorodu there. You can easily walk in there and lodge your complaint. Definitely the matter will be resolved and you'll get satisfaction and value for your money.
So let me use the opportunity of Mr. Akonji's question So LASCOPA is not only about products or goods, it's also about the quality of service given by people who claim to be professionals in any field that you have entered into contact with them on.
Definitely.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Well done, sir.
Thank you. Yes, like I was saying, suddenly, you know, somebody came to complain and is a gentleman that went to school with you. I know a fellow alumnus of your school.
I will quickly answer to that, and it has happened. A colleague of mine, a lawyer, and we were in the same class at the Lagos State University. We were at the Nigerian Law School together, and somebody went to my monitoring and enforcement unit went to a shop, and they found some products there and everything. Like I said, it is very clear. Mr. Governor do have zero tolerance for breach of consumer rights. And I said it, no matter whose socks is gone. That was my sister. And she was made to pay fine.
It's getting interesting. The calls are coming in, but I didn't want to be breaking you. The numbers to call are 07. The calls are coming in, so why do I have to be? Good evening this evening. Caller, your name please and where you are calling from.
Good evening, Mr. Gbola Oba.
Good evening.
Mr. Lota.
Mr. Lota. Abi?
Yes.
I have mentioned your name earlier. Okay.
And
Afolabi Solebo is yours.
Good day, sir, Mr. Solebo.
Good afternoon. Good evening, Mr. Lota.
There are so many concerns in this country, this state, let's face Lagos State. We talk about Loma. During BRF time, they come 2 times a week. Ambody time, they had issues. Governor Ambody time, they had issues. Later, they became 2. Now, especially when they increased, it became useless. 7 weeks, they won't come. And the place is littered, flies everywhere. Now, they will still collect the statutory is not just like a contribution now for them. If they shortchange you by not coming, even that ones that they ought to be coming now, with this increment, they don't come for 7 weeks, for almost 2 months. When they now show up, they still bill you. Now they are forcing you that everybody must use Loma at all costs. But if you're not giving good service, won't people clear their waste? Particularly people who do intestine, who do food and all that, they have to evacuate their waste almost every day. That is on one side. I've been on the issue of passport office as well. Driver's license, NIN, if you are told to go and do registration online, the moment you get to these agencies or these offices, once you have gone to do your registration online,
they become very belligerent.
You are already a sinner. So now passport has been, the capital has been made in May. They were telling us to pay extra to get
okay, Alota, we have to give others the opportunity to call him because the calls are ramming in. Let him answer the ones.
So that's about this. And so what can the agency do? I remember the last time it was the federal office when I had issue with one bank, and the ATM seized my card, and the ATM was bad. And so I went online. I kept tagging people. Eventually, it got resolved with the former boss. I don't know if he's still there now. So what is the agency going to do? I'm still coming online to your Twitter space because I got your Twitter.
Okay, please do Twitter so that we can allow more calls. But in the backdrop of Shewolota is important. He has alluded now to 2 issues, 2 agencies. One state statutory. Loma, I guess Loma 2 is based on law. Can you interdict a fellow agency, service provision agency that is not meeting its contractual obligation to residents of Lagos? And the other one is they are federal agencies. I don't know what you can do in view of the nature of our law.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Gbola Oba. On the issue of Loma, number one, Mr. Olota, you are a consumer. And in Lagos State, my own slogan or the slogan of the agency is that consumers are kings. Mr. Olota, you have right to seek redress. If there's an agency that is being given a job to do, and they are not doing it right, you have a right to seek redress. Let me give you an instance to let you know, and it is on record. Somebody had issues with Water Corporation, and the person paid for so amount, and the person didn't get the service. Find out, sir, the Water Corporation refunded the unused money. It's only for you.
It's an agency of Lagos State.
Definitely. It's only for you to know your rights and where to seek redress. Come to Lagos State Consumer Protection Agency. I cannot pay you for services you didn't render, irrespective of you being an agency, being a parastatal. You are entitled to your value for your money, and you should also get satisfaction, because in Lagos State, consumers are kings.
So let's take this all over again, because I need. Oh, the calls are coming in. Good evening, caller. Your name, please, and where you are calling from.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
My name is Shogi Abiodun. I'm calling from Bagada.
Mr. Afolabi Solebo is all yours.
Okay, sir. Good evening, Mr. Afolabi Solebo.
Good evening, Mr. Abiodun.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, my concerning the program that you did last week, sir, Mr. Gbola Oba.
Yeah, quickly go ahead, but I don't usually like mixing issues, but go ahead.
I'm sorry, sir. When you brought Engineer Gaspar, please, I have a bachelor's degree in mechatronics engineering and ND in mechanical engineering. So I want to key into the technical skills.
Okay, you know what? I will tell the studio manager to pick your number. I will give you scholarship. If you're interested in skills empowerment in the area of mechatronics engineering, especially automotive mechatronics, and soon enough, on one of the portfolios, skills empowerment portfolios that I manage, we are starting a program with Yabatech on CNC machining skills training. So, but we'll pick your number. We'll get back to you.
Okay, thank you, sir. I haven't contacted you on Twitter.
Twitter. Let me be very honest with you. I am essentially a technology immigrant. You know, I'm in my late 50s. You understand what I mean? I play catch up, but I'm not Twitter savvy that much. I engage there. I'm more. If you had done Facebook Messenger or WhatsApp, I would have probably replied to you. Thank you very much, but I check my Twitter handle. Thank you. So, Mr. Solebo.
Yes, sir.
The last call, the penultimate caller, made us to focus on the fact that some agencies of state, even created by statute, once they take money from any resident of Lagos State for an agreed value to be given, if the resident of Lagos State who paid that money for the value didn't get satisfaction, they can come to LASCOPA to lodge their complaints.
Definitely, and I can cite several examples. Even IKDC do sit in my office at least twice a month. EKDC sits in our office twice a month.
IKDC meaning Ikeja Electric Distribution Company.
Yes.
EKDC meaning Eco Electric, and you are talking to people in Lekki here now.
Yes, and that is why I'm saying that Ikeja and Eco, we've recovered as credit adjustment for people in IKDC 28,464,414 naira.
28 million
as credit adjustment for over billings and everything.
Negotiations.
And EKDC, we've recovered for credit adjustment 7,025,000 naira as credit adjustment
for people who
lodge complaint against against estimated billings and what they did not consume.
Yeah, the numbers to call if you really want to engage. Use this opportunity to engage with Mr. Afolabi Solebo, the Managing Director, Lagos State Consumer Protection Agency. Want to make inquiries? The numbers to call are 070-322-77338, 070-322-77338, or 090-9555-1039, 090-955. Good evening, caller. Your name and where you are calling from, please. Oh, that went off. Okay, so be the agency state or indeed private sector as the Ikeja Electric Distribution Company, IKEDC, and the Eco Electric Distribution Company, they are private sector operatives now, but
what about the scenario of the federal agency, like the earlier caller intimated us with the belligerence that one faces when one goes to a federal office, and because you have initiated a machinery, because you have initiated maybe the contractual machinery from from a digital platform online, they don't usually like it. So what can one do if you're in Lagos, if you're a resident in Lagos?
Yeah, thank you very much. When I assumed office as the general manager of the agency, the few things I did was to meet with federal agencies, particularly the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Agency, ably headed by Mr. Baba Tunde Irukera, and there are some things that are within the federal sphere, and if we cannot handle it,
repeat the name of that agency.
the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission.
One of our sisters, I want to believe, Salako.
Yes, Shola Salako.
Shola Salako.
Shola Salako was a member of the LASCOPA, the last board.
I guess she's
now with the Federal Competition.
She's been assimilated inducted into
Yes.
the federal agency now.
Yes.
So you now work and shaking with them.
If a complaint is lodged and it has to do with federal agency or parastatals, because we already have a memorandum of understanding in the pipeline now, so that whatever we can collaborate with one another. If there's an issue that we know that we cannot resolve at the federal level, at the state level, we go in conjunction with the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection
Fantastic.
Commission. Yes.
You know why I'm saying fantastic? You as a lawyer and as a very experienced and mature lawyer know that one of the valleys that one gets into in Nigeria is when there needs to be a working relationship between a state agency
and a federal agency.
Yes. And sometimes the mischief makers, knowing that maybe because they work for a statutory agency at the federal, they will take advantage of the people that if they go to LASCOPA. What does that comment on?
We work in collaboration. Even NAFDAC, even Standard Organization of Nigeria,
that's fantastic.
Manufacturer Association of Nigeria, Lagos Chambers of Commerce and Industry, and those that I mentioned apart from the FCCPC are on the board, because Lagos State Consumer Protection Agency do have a board. They have representatives on the board of the Lagos State Consumer Protection Agency.
And more so when the business of Lagos is actually the business of Nigeria, because the majority of the commercial
is being done here in Lagos.
So there must be that collaboration in that market if we don't want to allow the lacunae for mischievous characters. We must wrap up, and I must discountenance calls now. We must wrap up. 1 hour is not enough for somebody as resourceful as you, but we really want to say thank you to you for the honor of coming to our studios. I guess you owe it to the house too, because you know the revolutionary powers of the law when it is properly articulated in the protection of human beings in any society. In fact, the difference between the jungle and a civilized environment is the respect for the rule of law.
Definitely.
And it's not only the courts or the institutions alone. I'm really very proud of you, my brother.
Thank you, sir.
Very, very proud of you, and I wish you the best in all your endeavors.
Thank you very much.
And I do believe that you can only go higher.
Thank you very much, sir.
We have decided to be doing a brief recap. Mr. Afolabi Solebo, our guest today, is the incumbent managing director of the Lagos State Consumer Protection Agency. We decided to invite him because of the experience of a gentleman who was visiting from Abuja and ran into the cul-de-sac of having bought something, and the seller was not going to honor what the law says. He got a redress, and because he's a PR consultant, he wrote a very, very edifying piece about the gentleman, Mr. Afolabi Solebo, and operating service agency. We have had questions from people. The recorded version is as we speak on facebook.com/Law FM radio. facebook.com/Law FM radio. As we speak, it's still being recorded. So if you want to use it for reference, or if you want to send the link to people and you want to use it to empower members of your church, of your mosque, your colleagues at work, that is the right thing to do, because information, education is empowerment. And I give my word of honor that the caller regarding scholarship will get direction because you have called in. It shows you are serious, passionate, and you need help. We shall deliver it. Thank you. My name again is Gbola Oba. My producer, my mama in the studio today is Wire Ofigo. My studio mama is Wire Ofigo. Thank you, Wire. Always a pleasure.
When you listen to this station, you learn about your rights. You discover the law.